If you are someone who loves to jump cut videos, who loves reading comment while watching the video, and you increase the playback speed to 2x just to save your time, you need this video more than you think. And no wonder why your attention span is lesser than that of a goldfish. So, a goldfish has an attention span of 9 seconds. Humans, on the other hand, had an attention span of 8 seconds, and these studies are long ago. With the introduction of Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and other short form content, your attention span would be somewhere around 2 to 3 seconds right now. And with these habits, the problem is you are making your success at least 10 times harder for your own self. Just give me 10 minutes of your time. Just 10 minutes. Just trust me. Just watch this video completely being in the moment for the next 10 minutes. Just absorb what all I am saying. And I can bet you will learn so many things about you. You will learn the flaws that you have throughout your day that you couldn't even imagine. This is the least you can do for yourself. And as far as I know, you deserve the success that's destined for you. So the first question is, how do you know that you actually have the problem of an attention span? Very simple. You love watching reels. You cannot wait for build-ups. If I say you have to watch a 3-hour movie, you would be like, 3 hours? I can't sit for that long. If I ask you to go out and sit at a place for a particular time, you cannot sit for more than 2 minutes without watching and scrolling your phone. Every time you eat, there is something going on your mobile or on your TVs. You cannot enjoy your own company. Right now, if you are watching this video, there is a reason why the background is white, because I want you to focus completely on me for the next 7, 8, 9 minutes, as many as are left now. Because I asked for 10 minutes of your time, and each second I'm gonna make it count. I also know that you have an entire playlist that you have added in the saved later or watch later folder on across every social media platform that you have, which you never open, because you know if you have to open that watch later or the saved post, you have to take an action, but you never take the action. I know that. Well, the first step towards fixing your attention span is actually admitting that it exists. And I was in the same boat as you. I am no saint. My Instagram time at one point it was 3 or 3.5 hours per day. Later on, I reduced it to 0. I'll show you the stats as well. Right now, like a few days back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks back, I was again on that spree where I browsed Instagram for 2-3 hours a day for consecutive 2-3 days. But then I switched it off. And in again, I had that urge. So I opened it for 40 minutes or maybe an hour or half or something like that. But on a larger time frame, my Instagram usage is 0. And now I'm gonna tell you with my experience how you can fix your attention span. And the first step is, and I was guilty of this too, you do not have to work on multiple tabs simultaneously. You are not a stock trader that you need all the data. You are a service provider, you are an entrepreneur, or you are a freelancer, or you are in the service based industry. You are catering to people, or even if you are not catering to people, even in your daily life, you don't have to use those multi tabs because they actually divert your attention. And there is a reason, like if I show you, I earlier had one screen of 32 inches. Then because of this multi-tab thing, I had to buy another monitor of 43 inches, and I had this dual disc setup. And that's how it actually came into existence, because I thought that multi-tabs are actually required. But right now, most of the times my portrait monitor, it just has some static data on it, which I can look up to. But I do not juggle between multiple tabs now, because each time I have multiple tabs open. So I can write a Google Doc, and at the same time, my brain on the other screen would go onto LinkedIn, and I would be like, okay, let me just scroll and see what's happening. At the same time, I would be like, okay, this screen is empty right now. Let me put a match. Let me see the score. Let me see what the weather is. There are like n number of useless, stupid things which are of no use case. Your brain goes into that direction. So just stick on to one thing. Laser guided. You should be laser guided, just like the laser guided missiles. You should have the end point in your mind that, okay, I'm sitting right now. I have to complete this blog. I have to complete this video edit. I have to complete this design. I have to work on my website. I have to do this or that. Just define your this, that I have to do this in this particular time, and just get on to it and be on one particular task at the moment. Do not juggle. Second thing is, get rid of your social medias as long as you can, because most of you, if you are service based provider and you are providing Instagram services, you cannot get rid of Instagram. Similarly, I am posting this video on YouTube, I cannot get rid of YouTube. But what I want to tell you is that YouTube is also a social media platform. So most of the times what happen is people are able to ditch their LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, but you come under the disguise that YouTube, you are doing something really productive. But YouTube also has shorts. YouTube already has that kind of video content which you don't even need, but you watch it and you think that I did something productive. I just want you to go to your settings in your mobile device, maybe it's Android or iOS. Go there, just see how much time you are spending on the screen and which app is taking most of your time, and I can bet in 90% case it will be YouTube or Instagram or any other social media website. So YouTube is another social media website you need to create. Like, see, there are two kinds of people: consumers, creators. Consumers are the most misguided people on the planet, because right now, like on the right hand side of my video, or if you are watching it on mobile, if you just scroll down a little bit, you will see another set of videos which may be related to freelancing or attention span or something different, or maybe they are related to the new car launch, or maybe some updates about from the auto industry or something like that, and you will just jump over there. So creators are always at an advantage, because creators, it takes pain to create and you have to go through the pain. Like for me, it takes pain to create this video. I have to sit down, I have to put the setup, I have to think through, because each minute that you are spending, each second you are spending on listening to me, I have to make sure that it's worth your time. Creation is hard, and that's why many people do not do it. But if you start doing it, you will see some crazy good results. Next thing is, and this is what I started with initially, stick to one thing. Pick one thing, one task at a time, and devote your 100% to it, because I am sure you have not even seen and explored your 100% potential. Just sit down without your devices, without any other thing, or maybe with your devices or whatever you are doing. Just focus on one thing. Like if you have to start LinkedIn engagement, engage on LinkedIn for 30 minutes straight, without being distracted or having any other thought or seeing any other update on any other social media. This is the most difficult thing. The human mind, it wanders every time. And like I'll tell you my personal experience. It took me a lot of time to start focusing on one thing. Earlier, what used to happen, I was recording this video right here and my mouse is literally in my reach, so I can just pick it up and I would like watch something on these two screens and this side, and I'll just come up with any other thing, because even right now, I am getting the idea that I could make a topic out of this particular thing that I'm saying right now, but I will stay in the moment. I'll keep recording, I'll keep telling you the stuff that you need to know. And once this is done, I'll move over to the next task. So that's how you have to do. Initially, you have to take small steps. It will not be like that you can sit straight for 1 hour. It will not be the case, but start for 5 minutes. Then make it 10, then 15, then 30. And after a point, it will become a habit and it will be in your daily routine. This is the most important point moving on. And that is, stop consuming short form content. Start watching long form content. If you see a video that is 20 minutes long, consider it a challenge. Now, given that the video is relevant and you are going to get a lot of important stuff out of it, do not make it a habit to put the playback speed in 1.25 or 1.5 or 2x. You will miss the crux. Do not keep scrolling the comments alongside the video. Do not do any other thing while you are watching that video. Just give your 100% to it, and most of the times you will be able to grasp almost literally everything that the guy in the video said if you devote your 100% to it. Now, how majority watches the videos, like I'll like, again, okay, this is becoming more about me at times, but yeah, let it be, because I have done this thing, I have walked this path, so I can tell you what the journey looks like. So when I started doing this thing, I was an avid user who actually had this habit of putting the playback meter to 2x on YouTube, because I thought I will save a lot of time. But I wasn't saving any time. It was becoming difficult for me to then understand the video in normal speed, because it was like, make it faster, man, you are taking so much of my time. But then I realized, like, okay, so a 20-minute video, I put it in 2x speed, so I saved 10 minutes. So in those 10 minutes, I wasn't doing anything productive. Most of the times I was scrolling the comments, I was watching other videos in that 10 minute. And back when, like, if I keep my phone aside and I sit down and I recall what I learned from those two videos that were supposed to be of 40 minutes, but I played it in 2x, so they were of 20 minutes for me. I wasn't able to recall a thing. I literally recalled nothing from those. Then I started making it a habit. So I started with videos which were ranging in 3 to 5 minutes. Then I started consuming content that it was of 10 minutes. And then I scaled it up. Now I can watch a 3-hour documentary without being diverted by my phone or something else, because my screen on time, especially on mobile, it is like 1 hour a day at max. And that's the reason I haven't changed my device for the last 4 or 5 years, because I don't actually need it. My time on computer screens or on my laptop, that's different. But whenever I'm sitting, whenever I'm doing a work, I'm completely dedicated to that particular process. Many of you have commented that I should make short videos, I should not give these value bombs while I have so less subscribers as compared to the other people, other freelancers in the industry, especially Indian freelancers and other gurus out there. But that's the problem. I am in the moment. So I asked you for 10 minutes, but if you are finding it useful, you would simply listen to me till the time this video gets over, because I do not sit with the name of making a 10-minute video. I sit down while making a video that even 1 or 2 or 3 person who have a good attention span, who are grasping and who want the resource and who do not have or do not want to pay for stuff that they can learn for free, they can make the most out of it. So start consuming long form content and you will realize your personality, your way of thinking, and your creativity, everything will just boost up in no time. Long form content consumption, when done ideally, like every time have a notepad and make notes of the videos that you are watching, and you will realize how crazy good your progress becomes. You will be so much better than the other people out there, and you will have so many ideas to post on LinkedIn and as other social media platforms. Like I rarely repurpose my content on LinkedIn, because every time I go there, like I go there only when I have something good to share. I just don't post for the sake of consistency. And that's because of my long form content consumption. Because I think from a user's perspective that, like, if somebody sees me on their feed, if somebody clicks on my video, if somebody reads my post, even if they're spending 5 seconds, it should be worth their time. And this approach I built when I started consuming long form content. Earlier, I wasn't that much focused. The next thing that I want to do is, and you would be bored right now because this video had no fancy animation. Right now, we don't have any fancy background. Today, we do not even have my screens or my laptop or any other fancy thing. It's just a plain blank wall. Now, what if I tell you that I can stare at this wall for 30 minutes straight without picking up my phone, without leaving my room, without literally doing any other thing apart from just staring at this blank white wall? You would think either I'm a monk or I'm crazy. But this is an exercise. This is really an exercise. This tests how much self control do you have. This tells you that how much reliant you are on technology. Because, Bob, the problem is technology is not the problem. It's just that you have become a pawn of the technology, that you cannot just get rid of it. Now consider me, like I'm only active on LinkedIn and YouTube. Twitter, I'm hardly active. Instagram, I haven't used for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So what do you think? My life is boring. And on WhatsApp, I'm non-existent. So my life isn't boring. I have fun. I got real people, real connections, real life. And that's what I want you to have. Just every day, pick any wall in your house or in your room or maybe anything. A single focus point. It's not necessary it should be a wall. You can just focus on one thing, like just keep your mobile down on the bed and just keep looking at your mobile phone. Start for 30 seconds. Make it a minute, then 1 minute, 30 seconds, then 2 minutes. And you will realize that the longer you sit down without any external disturbances, without allowing yourself to be disturbed by your thoughts or by someone else, you will see that the ideas you will start getting, the decluttering that's gonna start happen. And every time you would need an idea, you would just sit down and random thoughts, that too meaningful thoughts, will pop up. Like I fail to understand these people who complain that whenever they sit down, they hear these Instagram reels and all that stuff and their whole personalities around it. There is no point of it. You are a human, you have got this life and you have got a good brain. And as far as I know, you are listening to me at this particular moment. You were meant to be here. This was your destiny. Like, I don't know if you believe in it or not, but this is your destiny. Like, I am here telling you that stuff that you need to hear at this particular moment. This is destined. And like, I'll tell you honestly, most people, and I say most people because I have the data. I have the data at what point people are leaving. Most of the people, they watch till the 10-minute mark, and after that, they just lose their attention span. Now you can say that, wow, your content is not that much up to the mark, or there are no animations and all that stuff. No, it's not that. If this would have been the case, no one would stick around to the end. But there are people who are sticking around, there are people who are reaching out to me, and there are people who are answering the stuff after watching the whole video. And those people, they are built different. They are gonna blow the other majority out of the water because their attention span is good. And I want you to be among those. If you would ask me personally, the one that helped me the most, like they all helped me, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. But the best one, the most successful one, the one with the most meaningful impact, it was consuming long form content. Because once I started consuming long form content, it helped me in my business. I was able to get more clients. This YouTube channel started because of that particular thing. And I started outreaching more and getting more clients because of watching long format content. And if you want to also know the strategy of getting freelancing clients, that video is right up here. And that's how I started the whole journey.